Hello everyone, welcome back to another section of online chemistry classes. I hope all of you are done well in your first pre-board examination. So today we are going to discuss the chapter mole concept. We have already completed the chapter, but one topic it was left out from mole concept. For the first pre-board examination, I have told you to skip one part. I have asked you only to study the method of finding molecular formula from percentage composition. Actually, there are two methods. One is to find the molecular formula from percentage composition, and other is to find the molecular formula from mass of the combining elements. So today in this class we are going to discuss the second method. Okay, so in the second method, instead of the percentage composition, we will use the mass of the combining elements. Okay, so for that we are going to choose an example that is given in the textbook. We are just going to discuss the problem that is given in the textbook only, and only one problem we are going to discuss, because all the rest of step it is similar to what we have studied before. Okay, so there is only one difference in, there is only one step that is different compared to both the method. Okay, now let's go to the problem. We are going to discuss the example 10 from page number 89. And I don't think the chance of this type of problems to come in the examination it is little bit less, because what we are going to find using this method, it is gram atom. It is actually in the first part that that is not there in the syllabus. So the chance of percentage composition, chance of the questions from percentage composition part, it is little bit more compared to this method. Anyway, there is not much difference from both the methods, so you are supposed to study both. Okay, now let me read out the question. 0.5 gram of organic compound. It contains 0.062 gram of hydrogen, 0.25 gram of oxygen. Wait, it is given that the compound is organic. It contains certain amount of hydrogen, certain amount of oxygen, but they haven't told anything about the carbon. You have already studied that all the organic compound, the main element that is present in the organic compound, it is carbon. So that means they haven't given the mass of carbon that is present. So the total mass is given, that is 0.5. Mass of hydrogen is given, that is 0.062. and mass of oxygen is given, that is 0.25. So the first thing that you are supposed to do, it is to find the mass of carbon. Subtract the mass of hydrogen and oxygen from the total mass, that is subtract 0.062 and 0.25 from 0.5, that is the total mass of organic compound. So after doing that, you will get the mass of carbon atom that is present in the particular compound. So that is the first step. Okay, 0.5 minus 0.25 plus 0.062, I guess. Okay, this is the first step, and from this you can get the mass of carbon atom, that will be 0.188. So in most of the cases they will give the mass of every element. In this case it was like an exception. Okay, so I hope this is understood. Okay, this part, just like in case of hydrocarbons, they don't give the percentage composition of carbon or hydrogen. Some similar case, similar type of application, it is done in this question. Okay, leave that. We are going to solve this question. So the first part, it is to write the elements that I have already done. Then atomic weight. Carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 16. Now here the next table, it used to be the percentage composition, but here, since this is a different type, we are supposed to write mass of element in grams. Okay, so if you have got a bulk of compound, if it is in kilogram, you are supposed to convert it into gram. Okay, so this table it must be in gram. Okay, now mass of carbon that we just found, that is 0.188. Mass of hydrogen, it is already given in the question, that is 0.062. Mass of oxygen is 0.25. Okay, so after this, after writing this table, whatever steps that we have done before, it is exactly applicable in this question also. So in the previous case, this table, it used to be the percentage composition, and the next step it will be percentage composition divided by atomic weight. So instead of percentage composition, we are supposed to divide mass of element in gram by atomic weight. So if you are just considering the second table as A and third table as B, it is A by B, whether it is percentage composition method or mass of combining elements method. So there is no difference. Just write the mass of element in grams instead of percentage composition, divide that value with the respective atomic weight, you will get the corresponding values in mass of element, okay, in the next table. So the values are 0.016, 0.062 itself, then 0.016. From here onwards, all the steps, it is exactly same as the previous type problems. So what is the next step? Find the smallest value among this and divide it with consider that smallest value, divide that value with all through this particular table. Okay, so out of this, the smallest value is 0.16. So you are supposed to choose any of the 0.16 value and divide it along through this table. So the answer you are supposed to write in the simplest ratio. Okay, so here 0.16 divided by 0.16, it is 1. 0.062 divided by 0.16, it is almost equal to 4. Here it will be 1 again. So there is no requirement of whole number ratio table. So the empirical formula, it can be found from the simplest ratio. Carbon, it is 1, C1. Hydrogen, it is 4, H4. Oxygen, it is again 1. So C1, H4, O1, it is a percentage, empirical formula for this particular compound. Vapor density, there is a hint that is given about the vapor density in the question. It is given that in vapor state, this compound weighs 32 times as heavy as the same volume of hydrogen. That means vapor density it is 32. So if vapor density is 32, molecular weight it will be twice the vapor density. So 32 into 2, it will be 64. It is, if possible, try to find the molecular weight at the starting of the question itself. Okay, so just finding the vapor density, you will score at least, for example, in the previous exam, that is pre-board 1, if you just find the vapor density, you are supposed to get at least 1 mark out of the 5. Okay, just one step, multiply the vapor density into 2, you will get 1 mark, means that is the most simplest part of this question to get mark. Okay, so vapor density, there are more equations than that. Okay, but most important one is 2 into vapor density, you will get the molecular weight. There are many other ways to calculate the vapor density. Just don't forget to go through all the methods. If you are having any doubts, you are supposed to watch the previous videos. Okay, let's move to the next part. That is to calculate the molecular formula from the obtained empirical formula. Empirical formula that we have obtained is C1, H4 and O1. Now, just a second. C1H4O1 empirical formula. P, F, it is C1H4O1. After finding the next empirical formula, next thing that we are supposed to find, it is the empirical formula mass E, F, M. So to find the empirical formula mass, it is just like how to find the molecular mass. That is one carbon, mass of carbon is 12, 12 into 1, it will be 12 itself. Now mass of hydrogen is 1, there are 4 hydrogen, that is 1 into 4, so 4 hydrogen. Oxygen, there is only 1 oxygen, mass of 1 oxygen, it is 16. So the total will be 12 plus 4 plus 16, that is 32. Okay, so we have found the empirical formula mass. In the question, they have given the vapor density. Vapor density, it is 32. From the vapor density, you are supposed to find the molecular mass. Molecular mass, it is equal to 2 into Vd, or vapor density, which is equal to 32 into 2, 64. Vapor density is equal to 64. Now from the vapor density we have calculated the molecular mass, that is equal to 64. So from the empirical formula mass and molecular mass, we are supposed to calculate something that is called multiplication factor. It is denoted by small letter n. N is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass, which is equal to molecular mass here is 64 divided by empirical formula mass, it is 32. Answer will be 2. N is equal to 2. So we have found everything up to the last step. The last step, it is an equation to find the molecular formula. Molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula. So I will just erase this much and I will be writing the final step here. The last step, molecular formula, that is MF, is equal to N multiplied by empirical formula. The empirical formula that we found was C1H4O1. Okay, and N multiplication factor that we calculated was 2. So we are supposed to multiply N, that is 2, with the numerical values which is below the atoms that is present in the empirical formula. So the answer will be C2H8O2. This will be the empirical formula, this will be the molecular formula of the compound that is given in the question. Okay, so this is how to do the mole concept chapter question. There is only one type of question, that is to calculate the molecular formula. Sometimes they will just ask you to find the empirical formula only. The rest of step, it will be excluded in the question. Such types of question also you can expect. So if you are asking for a revision for this part, that is mole concept chapter, the most important parts are vapor density. There are many equations for vapor density. You are supposed to study all the vapor density problems. Without that, you cannot proceed further if they have given a different method to find the vapor density in the question. And the other ones that you are supposed to discuss, it is the steps to calculate empirical formula from two different methods. One is from percentage composition, other is from mass of combining element. Okay, and also the equation also, it is important. If possible, whenever you are solving the problem, write all the equations. At least, even if just in case if you are making any mistake, at least you will get some marks from the equation. And one more thing, there is rounding off rules. I hope you remember the rounding off rules. So if you don't remember, just go and watch the previous videos. That round off rules, it is important. If you are not following it properly, you won't get the correct answer. I don't think the board will give such a difficult question, but just in case if such question arises for the exam, it cannot be held. Okay, so please follow the round of rules properly. Without that, you won't get the correct empirical formula. You'll get some empirical formula, and at the end it won't match up with the molecular formula. So it will be difficult. You are supposed to do, already it is a lengthy question. So if you make a mistake, you are supposed to do it once again. You will lose a lot of time. Okay, so it is important to study the round of rules. Also do practice a lot of questions from empirical formula to calculate empirical formula and to find molecular formula from empirical formula and vapor density. Okay, so that's all about the mole concept chapter. Only one topic is there. We have discussed that one topic, that is to calculate the molecular formula from percentage composition or from mass of the combining elements. I hope this is understood. If you are having any doubts, please come to the school. We can discuss separately or during the classes. Thank you.